Welcome back to my channel today, guys. My name is Fortuna, and I feel I'm very well equipped to talk to you today about lucky girl syndrome. My name is Fortuna. In Spanish, Polish, Portuguese, and Italian, it means luck. So let's talk about it, shall we? On this channel, I talk about growing and scaling up your business. So if that feels like your cup of tea, please do hit subscribe and you can ring my bell. This video is sponsored by getcontent.online, and I'm going to mention that at the end. Lucky girl or lucky boy syndrome, we're really inclusive on this channel. It's a trend taking off on TikTok, and there is a lot of psychology and science behind it. So let's get into it. To sum it up, those with the lucky girl syndrome feel that everything is just going their way. Things they really want just fall into their lap. The dream house, the job promotion, the handsome husband, it all just flows towards them really without too much backbreaking work or effort. A number of TikTokers out there that are really sharing in a lot of detail how things are just magically working out for them, and they have told themselves because they are lucky. So let's discuss the science behind it. Your brain's prefrontal cortex is responsible for confirming things that you already believe. For example, if you wake up one morning and you tell yourself, this is going to be a really good day, things are going to work out for me today, then your brain is going to pick up on little things that go well throughout the day. For example, the green light, your boss telling you well done. You're going to remember that feeling you had, and your bias or your belief will just be confirmed repeatedly. In psychology, this is known as confirmation bias. The lucky girl syndrome is also tied into the law of assumption, which states that you can make real what you imagine for yourself. Lucky girl syndrome can be really, really useful, especially when the facts of the circumstances in front of you are completely the opposite to what you feel should be happening. For example, if you're running your own business for freelancing or consulting and things are just going wrong wherever you look, if you feel that you're a lucky person and things are always going to go your way, then you'll unconsciously start to figure out the solutions for the problems that you're facing. Things will just start working out because your brain and your unconscious is just figuring things out as you go along. So it doesn't feel as if it's really, really hard work. And the lucky girl syndrome is really tied into a more optimistic approach to life. If you keep saying to yourself, things are going to go my way, everything I touch turns to gold, I have the skills that I need to get this job done, nothing is going to stop me from achieving what I want, then things will start working out for you. It's psychology, it's science. Let's dive into that, shall we? Let me tell you a story. Felix Baumgartner is an Austrian skydiver and base jumper, and back in 2012, he worked with a team of scientists and a sponsor, Red Bull. He broke the highest skydive on record using a helium balloon. Whilst he was training, he really started to doubt his own abilities, and so Red Bull brought in a sports psychologist who trained him intensely to believe in his own abilities and feel that he really could do this. He went through a number of different visualization techniques, which is what lots of athletes do in order to ensure that they can get that gold medal and that their sports team can win the World Cup. This is science, baby, and this is something that sports psychology have known about for decades and decades and decades. So the lucky girl syndrome essentially is nothing new here. But I hear you ask, Fortuna, what if I start my day with a positive outlook and literally everything goes wrong? The bus splashes me. I'm late for work. The person that I wanted to go on a date with stands me up. Literally everything goes wrong. How? Why? Don't talk to me about the lucky girl syndrome. Well, I would say to you this. In psychology, again, there is the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. For example, if you have a fixed mindset and you say to yourself, I'm just not a confident person, I cannot do public speaking, I hate being in front of people, I don't have to approach people at a networking event. That's a fixed mindset where you feel that these skills and your qualities can't be changed. It's just something that's fixed within you and they just can't be changed. Then there's the growth mindset where you think to yourself, okay, confidence is something that I can learn. If you're a guy and you want to learn how to approach a woman in a bar or in Tesco's and compliment her on her unusual choice of cream cheese in the queue, that's something that you can learn. And there are loads and loads of industries out there that teach people very specific skills for you to improve upon. Just for example, if you're a freelancer or you're running your own business and you need to learn certain skills to ensure that you're able to create your own luck. And I feel that the lucky girl syndrome just kind of ties into having an optimistic approach and a growth mindset approach and feeling that all things are possible with the help of the Lord, or just if you don't believe in the Lord, of yourself. I used to own a hair vitamins company and I sold it in July last year. I absolutely loved running it, but when I first set it up, it was an absolute nightmare. So much went wrong in the first few months, I can't even begin to tell you. Oh my God, let me just tell you one quick story. We had to get labels printed for all of the packaging, and the labels, the font on it was so small, it couldn't even be readable. Stuart Little couldn't read it. It was just such a nightmare, and it was so unprofessional. And my manufacturer at the time got in contact with the label company and they asked politely, what are we going to be doing about these labels, because they don't work. And they were so rude to them. And I, at that time, could have had a pity party. It was really embarrassing. It was just such a stupid schoolgirl type error. And if I had that pity party and stopped myself from going forward, then that company just never would have got off the ground. It was a huge mistake right at the beginning. But there was no time to keep beating myself up and telling myself, I'm just not good at this. I can't run a business. I'm an idiot, basically. There was no time to do that. I had to completely take it as feedback and a vital lesson to be learned. If I had Googled the word reviews after the label company, I would have seen about 150 million bad reviews for this label company. I have no idea how I missed it or how they managed to hide reviews. I kind of have to blame myself, and it was just a good learning experience. So that's the growth mindset, and it ties in to the lucky girl syndrome. Now, let's talk about the mean little naysayers. They want to be horrible about the lucky girl syndrome and tell you that it's a bad thing. Hello, Glamour magazine. Is the lucky girl syndrome the most smug TikTok trend ever? Okay, I do understand where they're coming from, because they're saying, oh, it's smug. This is an ableist person speaking. This is someone that hasn't experienced racism or anything negative happen to them. And I do understand where they're coming from, because there are a lot of injustices in the world that just can't be helped by just thinking positive and just having a positive outlook. And also by the very nature of TikTok, if you're going to go on TikTok and 100% brag about all the lucky things that you get, of course it's irritating and smug. We need to be wealthy and stealthy here. When luck is happening to you, you don't just go on TikTok and broadcast it for the whole world to see. Kind of like TikTok is a microcosm of everyday life. If you had to walk into your office, see a girl in your department that's saying, oh, guess what happened to me at the weekend? I won £1 million in the lottery, and then I met my billionaire husband and I'm moving to his mansion in Maldives. Bye! Do not brag in my face when I've been splashed by the bus and literally everything is going wrong for me today. Of course it's bragging, and that's TikTok and social media by the very nature of what they are. No one is telling you to broadcast yourself bragging. I hate that too. But I really do feel that the way you talk about yourself and see yourself and the light you see yourself in can completely change your life. And I just want to mention someone who I met probably around 10 years ago, and I kind of came across her profile on Twitter. Oh my God, I've met her 10 years ago, and we were in this room with loads of different people, so she won't remember me. But she was coming out with so many intelligent, really creative ideas. And on her Twitter, I saw that she had a website and I clicked on it, and she's doing so well right now. She is an award-winning international writer. She's been sponsored by BAFTA and Sony and Warner Brothers, and she's doing incredibly well. This is Matilda Ibany, and she has something called limb girdle muscular dystrophy, which means she's in a wheelchair, and she describes herself as bionic. She has a plate in her leg due to a fracture. I feel like I know so much about her, like I'm her biggest fan. She doesn't want to be described as someone that's wheelchair bound or differently abled, and she sees herself in this kind of superhero bionic light. And she has her own challenges that she has to deal with. To see yourself in this incredible way, that you are your own superhero, and whatever challenges that you face, you are just going to get through it with dignity and aplomb and sail through. That, for me, is the lucky girl syndrome. So all of us lucky girls and lucky boys unite and take over. The whole thing about lucky girl syndrome is just stay cool, stay quiet. You know that you're lucky, but don't broadcast it. We're staying wealthy and stealthy in 2023. Oh, can I just quickly say, speaking of wealth, guys, are you running your own business or a freelancer and you need lots and lots of content created quickly and on budget, then head over to getcontent.online. This is my brand new platform. I'm so excited. I'm working with a number of different companies already. So I'm now trying to actually hire more freelancers. So if you're a freelancer or an editor, please do hit me up, comment below, because I need you right now, because it's actually getting really, really busy. Head over to getcontent.online. Your first piece of content is free if you need ads. I'm working with a couple of skincare companies and makeup companies to do TikTok videos at the moment. So I would love to schedule you in. The first piece of content is free, no obligation, no credit card sign up. Head over to getcontent.online and in the chat box, just hit me with your creative brief. I am Fortuna and this is Fortuna World, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!